Looks like we just had a person join. All right, so this morning what I wanted to do is we're just going to review a couple recent. By the way, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Digital Coats of Paint. We're going to do something just kind of brief this morning and review a few recent accounts that have had some really great success. And we're going to review one that Kelly was involved with for the Lyon Township organization. Or am I getting that right, Kelly? I think I'm saying the name wrong. It's Lyon Event Organization.
Yeah, the Lyon Event Organization.
Okay. So the Lyon Event Organization recently did a Facebook events program that had some really great results. And so I've asked Kelly to just kind of give us a fill-in of how that conversation went and what was talked about, and I'll review some of those results briefly on the dashboard to show you guys that this actually was a great program for them and the results. And then Brett, I know you're going to give us a couple updates on one of the accounts that you guys are working with. I think there's an update on Boric Jennings, and then you had mentioned some success on a new account you're going after, La Marsa. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off, guys. I don't have anything to put up, no display. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen for the Campaign Insights dashboard. So Kelly, if you could, tell us a little bit of just a brief background of the Lyon Events organization, what the goal was. I know that this was a short run for them for 2 events, and then we can go from there. So thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Good morning, everybody. Well, basically, this is one of the accounts that we needed to transition. They had run a special section in the past, and it was one of the ones that we needed to delete from our annual special sections list. It made money, but not quite enough. It wasn't in that 50 to 60% bracket, that we're looking for. In addition, the Lyon Events Organization, some of the people on the board and those kinds of things were not as organized as they should be. And so for the last 2 years, Steve and I had spent a lot of time chasing our tails to try to get this pulled off. And so it just had come to a point where it needed to progress into 2015-16, and it needed to be a campaign that was going to work for this day and age. So I sat down with a couple of people, the head of the board, Jim Chuck, and explained to him that we needed to move forward. And I presented a couple of different things and gave him his options as far as what I felt would work the best is in moving forward into the digital platform. And I actually presented a little bit higher than what their budget was, and they did end up taking advantage of it. So it worked out very well for us. I believe that we made probably a higher profit from doing this versus running around like crazy people. Steve would vouch for that. And trying to get them organized enough to put the book together. Our results were absolutely remarkable. This actually had 2 different events in it. So I was able to file in Salesforce for an event-based campaign, which is $1,000 a month for 2 months. And it incorporated both the Lyon Township Kite Fest and the Lyon Township Summer Fest. So we did stall the campaign for a few days, for like a week, and then relaunched the ads for Summerfest, so in between the 2 events. And it worked out perfectly. I mean, you can see these numbers here, a click-through rate of 3.45.
Yeah.
It is amazing. I forwarded all this information actually before I went on vacation, and I didn't have the final numbers. I just had some preliminary numbers, and Jennifer Duncan, who is my main contact for the social media portion of this campaign, has already reached out to us and she wants us to talk to them about Lyon Township as a whole and what we can do to launch some type of a Facebook campaign or other digital campaign for the township. So hopefully Steve and I are waiting to hear back from her right now. It kind of got put on hold because I was off. But I sent her the final results yesterday. And so hopefully we will be in a needs analysis meeting with Jennifer and perhaps some other Lyon Township people within the next week or so. I also used this yesterday. I'm in kind of talks with the Salvation Army and their launch of their, red bucket thing that they do at Christmas time. And I also used these numbers to show her. They only have a $3,000 budget, and I'm walking in and want, $2,000 of it. So we'll see what happens with that. But these numbers are, they tell a story all by themselves. They really, really do. And Steve is on here. I already used this as a sales tool for next year's Blues, Brews, and Brats in South Lyon and the second annual Battle of the Brews in November. So, yes, definitely. I mean, if you guys have anything, you file a ticket in Salesforce. I can show you how to do it. It's very easy. Brett showed me in 2 seconds. And these campaigns work.
If I can interject too, Kelly, you use this program to the perfect way. And there are some stipulations about the Facebook events program. I know we've talked about those in the past, but it is definitely something like an event, like Steve mentioned the Brews and Blues. I mean, that's perfect. It is definitely an event. It's not like something like an annual sale or like a concert. It is definitely for something that is event based, like the Kite Fest and the Summer Fest. Perfect use. I mean, guys, and the actions on this. I mean, they had just in the 2 months alone, and it was a shorter run in May. I mean, it started towards the end of May, if I recall. I mean, you're looking at 7,300 actions, which, if you guys recall, actions on the Facebook campaigns are either likes, shares, or comments on the ads themselves. That's a really strong interaction for a short campaign run. You built up a new 176 new likes on their page. And not to mention that, I mean, more importantly, look at the website clicks. You drove a lot of traffic back to that website, both in June and July. This is pretty much a rousing success here, guys. 9,942 clicks on this. That's a really great ad campaign. And it was really worked out the best way. I mean, a couple caveats too, like Kelly is right. It is a $2,000 minimum spend. In this case, it was perfect because it was 2 months. But it can be a shorter time period. If you've got a month, it's still a $2,000 minimum. They'll just increase the number of ads, and you'll have to work with the geo account manager on this. But the other thing too is that we switched up the ads in a less time period for whatever reason. If I'm wrong on this, Kelly, correct me. But I think it's still like a 45-day. They were kind of adhering to a 45-day ad change. We were able to get them to reconsider because it was 2 separate events, and they were able to change up the ad content in a shorter period, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they really didn't want to invest. Their big moneymaker is Summerfest. So they really wanted more ad dollars to go towards Summer Festival than they did with Kite Festival. So the Kite Fest campaign only ran for about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think, when our original account manager, she was well aware of the fact that we wanted it changed in less than a 45-day period. And that was on our onboarding call and everything else. But then I think her name was Sarah, when she got promoted and we got the new gentleman, that was where the confusion came into play because he wanted to adhere to the rules. And we were like, okay, wait a minute. We're sorry, but this isn't what the discussion was a month ago. So you need to help us adapt. And so then once we did that, he was fine and we got through it. So I guess lesson learned there. I mean, if you're going to end up switching account managers, which I know happens a lot,
right,
you need to make sure that that person was definitely given the information from the former one. And speaking of that, Steve came up with a really good idea the other day. We were talking about the account manager situation because they are constantly switching. And, he told me, he made a really good point in his one-on-one the other day. He said, you know what? I'm changing my verbiage. He says, I am no longer going to say that we will assign an account manager to you. I'm never going to say that again, because then they think that they have one person that's just going to lead the way through the whole thing. And really, Steve is that one person and Scott is that one person. But the geo part of it is a geo team. And he says, I'm just going to say there's a geo team. There's, there can be more than one person involved with that, so that when they do switch over, it's more of a collective, oh, hey, we've got a new person to give you some more insight and give you a second opinion kind of a thing, instead of people just saying, oh my God, I got another one again. I mean, with some of these longer campaigns, of course, that might not fly. I know Boric gets frustrated. But in some of these short-term ones, that verbiage is going to help you and take you a little bit.
Kelly, even if you refer to your account manager as that's the team liaison. That's the team liaison. You still have a full, geo team behind you, behind them, working behind the scenes. So yeah, that's a great suggestion. It's just, there has been some big turnover. I don't know if geo is just doing, fast tracking people that they see a lot of talent with. I don't know if there's some internal changes. That's really not information we're privy to, but I know we've all come across, changes that have happened pretty quickly, and it can be pretty frustrating. But I think that's a really strong approach. It's just letting everyone know, hey, even though this one person may no longer be your liaison, we've got a whole team behind them. So,
so just rethink your verbiage, guys, with that. I mean, and make sure you're not promising one person or leading anyone to believe that there's only one. It's an entire team of experts.
Well, Kelly, thanks a lot for talking about line event organization. Guys, I did notice, and Kelly, I was going to share this, when I went onto the Geo Wiki today, I don't see a lot of collateral regarding Facebook events. I do believe it's still offered. Obviously, Kelly just completed one. So, there was some information shared about events last fall, but I'm going to look into this a little deeper. If there have been some changes, we'll notify you guys. But as far as we know, it's still on the rate card. So, just if you have some questions about it, let us know. It might be one of those situations now where they're asking us to request a special rate exception. I don't know 100%. And again, we'll dig a little deeper on that just to check. But if you do need some collateral, you might have to go back to the prior rate card and some information that was shared last fall. All right, any questions, guys? Anybody have any questions or comments for Kelly?
Hey guys, it's Brett here. Just noticing the website clicks that you got for this is really huge.
Yep.
Did you guys talk to the guy who's heading this and kind of what the response was, and have they been tracking their website, traffic or anything like that, and what was the kind of the feedback from this so far as that?
Well, the campaign ended when I was in Europe, so that I reached out to Jennifer yesterday to kind of have that conversation as far as what they, felt. They had their wrap-up meeting also, or were working on it when I was gone. So we're kind of at that point now where we do need to sit down with Jennifer and perhaps Jim and see what we're going to move forward with Lyon Township, see where they felt and that kind of a thing. That's where we're sitting. So she hasn't written me back yet. So I assume that will probably happen in the next week or so.
Okay. Yeah, that's just a lot of website traffic.
Yeah.
Here I am thinking that I'm going to show you the Bork Jennings and what we've done, but you guys are just as equally,
Well, actually, Kelly, I got a question. So, with the ads, and I don't recall, were there tickets available through the website too? Could that have driven that increase? I mean, it's wonderful website traffic, and that's exactly what we wanted to see a campaign do. But okay.
No, it was the tickets for the Summerfest you had to purchase there through Wade Shows.
Okay.
And then I believe that there was a fee to park your car, and the same with Kite Fest. There was a fee to park your car. So basically, if they were going through to the website, they were looking at the schedule of events. because Kite Fest is actually, I believe, a 3-day event, and Summerfest might be 4.
Yeah.
So they were going in and looking to see what was happening when, is what they were checking, what day they wanted to go, and that type of thing.
Hey,
If there's one last thing I can also bring up too, Kelly, is like, I know you and I kind of laughed about this, but the organization wanted to make a change to their Summerfest ad, and they were pretty adamant about it. And when we worked with our account manager, he was like, well, okay, we just changed these ads. And he was kind of hesitant about it. And, he actually made a good call. And I guess this just kind of goes to, these guys do this all the time, and we kind of sometimes have to trust their judgment. And actually, the ad that they wanted to change it to, which I believe was the Walendas, the tightrope family, was actually not performing as well as some of the other ads. So the geo rep actually, who was working with us, even though at the time we were sort of like, okay, we want this change. This is what the customer is asking for. We were able to go back to the customer and say, this is a good suggestion. We built that into this campaign. But honestly, other ads are outperforming it. So putting all your eggs in that one basket probably isn't the best maneuver. And right, is that correct, Kelly? Am I correct in that assumption? Yeah.
We kept saying, because, even the ads, I was getting ads delivered on my private Facebook because of the zip coding that we were doing. And so I was seeing them on my newsfeed. And I had never seen the tightrope people. And so I didn't think it was up there. And then he came back and he's like, I have one up, and it isn't performing at all. It's the Ferris wheel, and the other one, it's already on there. And to be honest with you, within a week or so, we may nix it, because it's just not giving the feedback that the others are. And so then I had to go back to Jennifer and explain to her that there was an ad in regard to it, but it was underperforming, and we were not giving it, the percentage of run that we were giving the other ones.
I guess the reason I brought that up is because, again, we have to trust that our geo reps have that expertise in doing this kind of campaigning. And also, it gives us a little bit more credibility to go back to our customers and say, I'll be honest with you, our experts have found this. And it just lends us a little bit more credibility and credence to discuss it that way. So, well, Kelly, thanks again. We're going to probably turn things over to Brett to keep within our time frame here. And guys, if you have any questions, feel free to approach, Kelly and Steve and me, and we'd be happy to show you the dashboard and share these results as well. So
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
Is this events marketing, is that something that can be used by a private school for like an open house?
I believe it can. What I found with events is that we're going to have to, Geo has to give us the approval on it as an event first. I do believe if that probably would qualify. But we'll just, Steve, the safest thing is we'll just check with Geo. Again, I've got some questions for them anyway on the continuation of this program, since we don't have a lot of collateral. And I don't know if they just, when they updated it, they left collateral off. But let me look a little deeper into that, okay, Steve? As far as I know, that would fall within the criteria for an event because it is indeed an event.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. The best thing to do is to put it in a check with the account manager and see if they, if they're going to have a problem with that. And then afterwards, you just put in a digital rate request for that, submit that in Salesforce, and then I think John Sowers or someone will get back with you and approve or disapprove. But you want to be detailed on what the event's about, and to make sure that it's, even if it's not 100% maybe in the guidelines of what an event could be, you could still, put the explanation in there and the digital approval to where, it pretty much matches what their what their stipulations for it is. And, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get it approved if it truly is like an event like that, so.
And they're pretty quick to respond too. I know with those rate requests, they're pretty fast response time.
Yeah, like 24 hours or something at least, so.
All right, Brett, it's on you.
Okay.
So
I'm going to be talking.
Thanks, Kelly.
We're already at 8:22, and I think I'm just going to be really quickly talking about Borg Jennings. We might just do La Marsa next time. So I wanted Jordan to talk about that, a little bit of what he was talking about with his client, because we've been doing a little bit more of a different type of approach with them, more of a hands-on approach. And I don't see Jordan on this morning, so I'd like to maybe next time we can talk about that a little bit more. So I know we're already going a little bit over, but I guess I just really wanted to talk and keep everyone updated on what's going on with Bork Jennings. I'm going to pull up the dashboard real quick and let me know when you can see my screen here.
Okay.
Because we are meeting with them again tomorrow. Are planning on meeting with them tomorrow, and to go over everything. Can you see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we just checked in this recently, and as you guys, I think, had known that we had done an Orlando wall tribute to where where Bork Jennings was creating a Facebook campaign for. They had a current Facebook campaign that was just branding for branding purposes, and they had their regular ads going out there. You know, we were selecting a certain radius and targets around certain areas just to get their message out there and let people be aware. And it was a like campaign. And then once the Orlando events took place, Brian, which is the marketing manager of the company, came to us with an idea of they actually created a sub page for the Orlando tribute event that happened, and they're encouraging people to leave a message of condolences for the families and people that have been affected by that event that happened, and they're going to go and send those to the mayor of the town, and create sort of a book with that, and then also send their material of their proprietary program for the acute loss program that they have. That's theirs. So we did that. We ended it, I think, what was it, a couple weeks ago, and then we started with the. Oh, someone there. Then we started with the Dallas Wall Tribute after that event. A couple days after that event had taken place, so we switched from the Orlando over to that. So I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot of everything that's happened. So about probably about two weeks into June, we switched everything over from the Orlando Wall Tribute, and I believe I showed you guys this last time. We had 775 website clicks, and then in July we had switched from mid part of July, switched over to from the Orlando Wall Tribute to the Dallas. And you can see already at this point, I think the last time we showed you guys was like 1,000 maybe something, and now it's already at 2,897. So it's really powerful. You can see the graph here with the impressions and clicks and click-through rates here. Just huge spike in activity and numbers and engagement, and then the ads that we had there was just encouraging people to leave that leave a tribute message of condolences. So I don't know if this had actually been switched over. There should be some Dallas ads here, so I might talk with the account manager. So I know we're not running the Orlando tribute wall again. We already had those other ads stopped and the ones for Dallas created. But then I also was talking about how search advertising was kind of indirectly affected by this. And it's gone down a little bit. The activity from all this has gone down. Remember, the Dallas Tribute, Dallas events has been a couple weeks now since that's happened. So it's gone down a little bit, and we've it looks like we're probably losing steam with this whole thing. But just, from even July 26th. And I'm going to check with their account managers and see what's going on. But it's still, it's still a pretty good, uptrend here that we've got going on. Just the awareness and levels that we've been seeing just from both realms, but then also the search advertising just being affected by that. We've also seen our leads increase. We've seen just everything increase. Let me go back here real quick, show you the search advertising clicks here. Just go. So we're actually going to meet with him again. We're going to be talking about light switch video now, and see what we're going to do with that moving forward. But from June, we had it went from a steady from about 500 or 251, 228, 295. So we're averaging probably around 270 or something like that. And then since June, we had increased our budget a little bit, but then even increasing budget just to see a huge jump like this, it's huge. So already in July, we've already outperformed June. We've had 604. So pretty much twice the amount of clicks, that we've had here is pretty impressive. And so obviously our leads are growing, everything's growing, and our clients are pretty impressed with that. So I think we're going to continue to try to, anything that's out there that's an event that is affecting the world, affecting lives, even in a positive or even negative way, that I think Borg Jennings is there as positioned to be able to, capture that audience and to give their messages out there to help the families and help whoever is associated with any tragic events, or even if they are positive, in a way that, not a lot of businesses can. But the point is that if you do have a business that can capitalize on any type of viral events that are taking place out there, this just proves that that it works. If you have content out there and you have something that's relevant to a business owner that's going viral or any type of event, it just shows that that it's a powerful thing. And we've had those two events happen, but even so, I mean, we're just, the awareness level and brand awareness is just increased, and it's been huge. So now it gives us more credibility. We're going to be talking to them about video. We're going to be talking to them about Light Switch and moving forward with that. But this is just couldn't have come at a better time that we. And actually, it was just because the marketing manager that was over there gave us the idea. Otherwise, we really wouldn't have thought about it that way. But now they've given us kind of an open door to think about things a little bit differently. Use the outside world as possible leverage to increase awareness or to help a business if it's related to their industry. So, Dean, are you on the line there?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if you wanted to say anything or add your 2 cents in any of this, but we do have to meet with Brian on Friday, so didn't know if you wanted to say anything else about it, or maybe share your thoughts on what's been happening since we've been doing this.
No, you pretty much covered it all, Brett. I mean, we discussed this the last couple of weeks. I think everybody's aware of what we were doing there and how we're doing it and why we're doing it. So, but no, I just wanted to just say, I mean, same thing that you were saying is, as far as the increase in traffic, in all different types of traffic for them. So obviously it's working well, and we're going to continue down the path. So, but no, it worked out real good.
Okay, good. I know we're at 8:30. Scott, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
I was trying to get in contact with Jordan because I did want him to talk about his recent experiences. And Kelly, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Brighton Performing Arts. I didn't go with you guys on that, but it sounds like Facebook, and that's going to be something that they're going to go after, and that's going to be a big event. Did you talk to him about that, and how did that go?
It went really well. Basically, we talked to both the community ed department and the Brighton Performing Arts department. Last year with Performing Arts, they had only spent about $3,500 on their entire budget, and they have a new director, and she just it was nowhere near enough to generate the number of ticket sales and things that they needed to do. So they finally got their schedule in place, and they're going to have 8 performances throughout the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to partner with them, and we're going to be we're going to be their media sponsor. Right now they have a major sponsor with Citizens, and they are going to be purchasing 9 months of Facebook at $1,000 a month. And in turn for the sponsorship of us being a media sponsor, I'm going to give them a 1/4-page ad in the paper once a month to also, kind of offset the actual sponsorship. And that's going to be proposal number 1. Proposal number 2 still includes 9 months of Facebook, but it is also going to have some retargeting in it. And with the retargeting, I'm just going to up it. I haven't quite crunched the numbers yet, but maybe I'll add some local.com or something like that, because those were the 2 main things that came out of the conversation that they felt they needed to encourage more traffic. They do pay someone about $600 a month to manage all of their Facebook. So they do want Jordan wants Brett, you to go back in, and when this gentleman's on vacation right now, go back in and kind of sit down with that gentleman to make sure that he's posting and linking and doing all the things that he needs to be doing in order to maximize the success of the Facebook ads. So there is still another conversation that needs to come up. And then obviously we're going to have proposal 1 and proposal 2 where the retargeting will be added. But yes, it's pretty much set up. And then in regards to community education, he ended up purchasing primarily mobile and ads in the paper just for the kickoff of his season. So we're going to have to see where that goes. He's also brand new and really isn't sure exactly where his budget lies. Okay. So that one's going to have to be a work in progress.
Okay, so have they done a lot of Facebook before? Do they have a page out there? I mean, what have they not done? I guess they haven't done.
They have a page out there, but they really feel that they they struggle just like a lot of other big companies that have different departments. So they have their BAS, their Brighton Area Schools Facebook page. Then they have their Community Ed Facebook page, and then they have their Performing Arts Facebook page. And so, they really need to have a conversation on their end on the consolidation and making sure that, instead of maybe having 8 pages, maybe they have 4 and they utilize those to the, furthest ability that they can. And that's on their side, and they know that they're a work in progress and that the school system itself needs to be working on some more collaboration between all of the departments. And they were both well aware of that. So I think that, if we just sit down and make sure that they're pointing in the right direction, she wanted to make sure that we had Eric going in the right direction. They're going to continue to develop, and hopefully we'll be a major partner in that development.
Okay, so are they waiting on anything as far as, do they need case studies, or are they pretty much good to go? We just want to sit down with them and kind of finalize more of a concrete plan? Or
no, they're good to go. They're good to go. I think our next meeting's August 10th.
Okay.
We've already got it set up to go back in and get signed on the dotted line. The first event for the Brighton Performing Arts is at the end of September.
Okay, cool. And they have someone basically that's going to take control. We just need to train them a little bit on the social media management a little bit. Is that the understanding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy seems to be pretty savvy. I mean, we were checking some things out yesterday, and he's been linking articles and doing some of that stuff. So she just wanted to have him in the meeting to make sure that we were all on the same page with what needs to happen. All
right, cool. Sounds really good. Scott, you got anything else to add? I think I'm going to just wait till the next time. Maybe we can talk about other campaigns and another DCOP and wait for Jordan, because I really did want him to explain a little bit what we have going with Lamarsa and the different locations. We met with the other guy, one of the district managers that were there. We're giving him ideas, basically, but I know it's getting a little bit over time, so we'll just wait at another time to talk about that. But anything else?
Yep. No, I have nothing else to add. Anybody have any questions? Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming on. And as all these, they're all recorded. I'm going to upload this later today, give out the link. So feel free to look out for that when I send that out. But other than that, thanks for everyone for coming on, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks.
Talk to you later. Bye.